Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 11th of September. It is Thursday. We do have just a 3-game day slate and a 6-game main slate ahead of us today. Looking at weather for the first time, we have nothing standing out. Pretty cool for San Diego with some winds blowing in. Pretty interesting spot there this evening. Best weather is during the day slate, which to be expected, I guess. No real wind issues at all. So we get to dig in just for the pitching matchups. A reminder that this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. And I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play in FanDuel, I would cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Now, with all that fun stuff said and done, let's just jump right into the actual action. On this 3-gamer, it's kind of tougher. Obviously, you pretty much play everybody, and by the looks of it, I am going to end up playing all 6 pitchers. Doesn't feel great. I do like to be able to remove some guys, but smaller slates, easier for weird things to happen, etc. At the top, Kevin Gausman, been pretty strong. The last 2 starts have been excellent. He hasn't been as solid at home. His K numbers are better when at home. He actually averages more fantasy points per game at home, but allows more base runners, more hits, more runs, far more home runs. Home runs being the biggest worry. I don't remember his splits off the top of my head. It's one that I feel like I should, but he should see a mostly right-hand heavy lineup from Houston. Definitely somebody you have to play. I mean, even if it was a 7-game slate, I think Gausman would be in the pitcher pool, so no problem going there. Next up, Ian Seymour. Rougher outing last time out against Cleveland. 2 really strong ones prior to that. I like his ability. There's a lot of K upside in his arm. It's not the best K matchup. There are some Ks available. He has been really strong away from home in Tampa Bay, so I think he just has enough pure upside for us to want to utilize him on the slate. Oviedo, he's fine. If it was a larger slate, I don't think he would be in play for me. 2 earned runs are fewer in every appearance at the major league level. Walks have been up the last couple. Strikeouts aren't super high, so that's obviously an issue. But being that it's this slate, he's definitely somebody I will utilize. Probably my second lowest exposure, with Christian Javier potentially being my lowest, to be honest. Shane Smith, definitely somebody I'll utilize. I don't mind picking on Tampa Bay when they're away from home. His numbers at home have been phenomenal. A 183 average against is really strong. Just 6 home runs and 16 2/3. Kind of slides in perfectly. It might actually be my second favorite GPP starting pitcher on this slate. If not second, then he's definitely third. But I do like it because I think people might just automatically want to stack Tampa Bay. I mentioned Javier, probably my least favorite. He's had just one real strong appearance in his return. Toronto just doesn't strike out a whole lot. That's obviously an issue. A lot of walks yet. I don't like that from a pitcher standpoint. Walks lead to big innings. Toronto puts the ball in play much more than pretty much every team in baseball. It is going to be a tougher spot to rely on Javier. Cade Povich against Pittsburgh. Super volatile guy. He can flash big time K upside. It would not shock me if he has 5 Ks through 2 innings and then finishes with 7. A lot of these starts, he starts out real quick with strikeouts and then I don't know if it's the second time through the lineup or maybe the third time through that gets him, but something gets to him. With that said, it is Pittsburgh. It is arguably the second weakest lineup on the slate overall. So I'm going to utilize him. He just hasn't been very good at home. A lot of home runs. One every 4.3 innings or so. Which puts him over the 2 per 9 at home number, which obviously is less than ideal. Pittsburgh, not a huge power team though, so maybe Povich has what it takes. And being a lefty, definitely help him against Spencer Horwitz, O'Neal Cruz, those guys. So definitely fine. I guess he's probably fourth on my list. Ahead of Oviedo and Javier, but behind the other three. So, but let's jump over to the main slate. We'll go game by game here quick. Washington, Miami, 2 pitchers coming off of the IL. Weathers coming off the 60-day. Tossed a bullpen session as well, plus 2 starts. See, 68 pitches in the most rehab. So, most likely he's probably going to be the 70 to 75, maybe 80. I like the matchup. I just want to get a little more clarification on potential pitch count. If we have a chance for him to be 80, 80 to 83, maybe 85, I'm much more intrigued. If they're going to keep him around the 68-70 pitch mark, I'm probably not as intrigued. It's just a pretty solid matchup for him. So I would like to be able to play him, but it's something we're going to have to pay attention to as the day goes on. Mackenzie Gore has made 2 starts against Miami this year. Not the best of starts, but they're not terrible. He has been strongest from a fantasy point perspective when on the road, K perspective as well. Spent just a minimum 15 days on the list. Throwing just a bullpen session, that is not exciting. Probably going to have to pass on him, which is annoying. We just have no idea. If he only threw a 25-pitch bullpen session in his 2 weeks on the IL, we have to figure that they're going to be somewhat cautious with him in his return. So I'm going to have to pass on Mackenzie Gore, which sucks because I am definitely relying on him in some season-long matchups that are important. Next game, Detroit and the Yankees. Schlittler, coming off of a rough start, had been really strong prior to that. I'm going to go there. I like the upside in the matchup. He hasn't been as strong at home, so there's worry there. Isn't really allowing a ton of home runs overall. Strikeouts are pretty strong. Walks are up, though, at home. It is a dangerous spot, but I will be going to Schlittler against the Tigers. Tyler Holton as a long man, he's just going to play, pitch 2 innings. Oh, he was the opener. Gibson Long's the long man. His last appearance was 9 days ago. Struggled mightily. Not somebody we're going to rely on against the Yankees in this spot. Kansas City and Cleveland. Cleveland has awoken recently. I'm just not going to go to Kolek. He's just not a big K guy. So he just has to be super efficient on a site like DraftKings that I don't want to pigeonhole him into being basically going 6 innings along 3 hits, maybe a walk because he, is only going to strike out 3 or 4. The upside just doesn't seem there for me, so I'm just not going to use him. Gavin Williams on the other side, a couple starts against Kansas City, struggled in them from a fantasy points perspective. He's far better at home where he's at this evening. The one worry here is Kansas City just doesn't strike out all that much. And that's tough. He has just 3 strikeouts in 2 out of his last 3 starts. Strikeout numbers have kind of come down quite a bit, but he's pitching better. It's just Kansas City has some dangerous right-handed bats, and that's the way to attack Gavin Williams. if Kansas City was super left-hand heavy, I'd feel more interested in utilizing him, but probably going to have to pass on Gavin Williams, which feels weird because I've been using him a ton over the last month and a half or so. Phillies, Mets. The Mets have really struggled against the Phillies. Luzardo, 3 strong starts in his last 4. 2 starts against the Mets this year. Pretty solid overall. I will be using Luzardo. They don't strike out as much, generally. He had one atrocious start against the Mets recently, which means he had a really elite level start the first time he faced them. So definitely be using Luzardo. David Peterson, a couple of not so good starts against the Phillies. I want to believe in him being able to perform. His recent trends just are not good. And I'm just not willing to take that chance against Philadelphia on this particular slate. Even though looking at it, I might have to, based on the pitching options that we do have, which is a little frustrating. Colorado, San Diego. This might be the time where I actually play Randy Vasquez, and I don't particularly enjoy it. 2 starts against Colorado, averaging 17 fantasy points per start. 14.7 in one, and I guess just over 19 in the other when he faced them. Yeah, 19.3, and that was in Coors. But his last start being against Colorado, not ideal, based on how I feel about things. He's just not a strikeout guy. Season high of 5. His highest since the end of May is just 4 strikeouts. That's going to hurt. There's a slight K increase in the matchup, but he's really like the last man into my pool, and he's one that probably is in a winning lineup super rarely on this slate, and really only if some weird things happen where other pitchers just get blown up. Angels and the Mariners last game on the slate. Bryce Miller just hasn't been all that impressive. Speaking of no strikeouts, strikeout high of 4 since the end of April. So it's not ideal, but he gets a K matchup boost. The problem is like he gives up a lot of home runs, and the one thing that the Angels can do is hit home runs. 2 starts against the Angels so far this year. Nothing great from a return standpoint. I guess one of them must have been decent because he put up .45 here. 23, which is what his second best start of the season. I think he's going to be in play, but it's more reluctantly. I mean, his price point is probably better. He probably has more upside than Randy Vasquez does. I think Vasquez has a little less dangerous of a matchup. On the other side, Soriano was scratched. I don't know why they pushed him back. They just decided to give him an extra day after having an atrocious start. He is on the road, which fits his splits pretty strongly. Decent start against Seattle the first time he faced them. Did give up 2 solo home runs. Home runs are something that Seattle can hit, so there is a worry there. They do strike out a little bit more, so I will be using Soriano on this slate. I don't feel great about it. I don't really feel great about many of the pitchers on this particular 6-game slate, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of builds we can put together based on our dislike of most of the pitching options. But there we have it. There's our first look at the pitching options on the slate. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will drop links in the description below. For this week only, you can use promo code MILLY, M-I-L-L-Y, for 20% off any membership at DFS Army for as long as you are a member. That's due to one of our longtime members winning the Millie on DK Week 1 NFL. And I will drop the link to the merch store. We have our new hoodie and design, Tournament Tactics. We have our NFL pre-lock design as well. We also have my hoodie. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Link in the description below. And as always, best of luck, everybody.